Yeah, Tim, David Brown came off late in the game on a stretcher. How is he?
Nah, mate, actually he got up and just ran off carrying the stretcher.
Did he?
No, he caught the real bad one, you know, just sort of grabbed it and bang, hit him, and he got up. He's got a bad knock under his eye, but as long as he takes it easy and doesn't drink too much tonight, he'll be all right.
Timmy, how was Rosonico's debut? Did he play the whole game, or what? Did he come from the bench?
He came off the fence.
So that wasn't the blind either?
Half-back. No, mate.
Jack doesn't often pick sides that aren't the true side, I know that, but
yeah.
I had to ask it because he played every game in the pre-season build-up to that first match, and yet he's on the bench today.
Yeah, he was on the bench, and, you know, it's very hard. I mean, it was very hard to pick the 20 blokes because we've had a lot of blokes playing really well, and there was a few stiff playing in the Bs, you know. But, no, he came on and did his job when he came on the last
And
quarter.
Darren Smith, he covered his loss OK?
Yeah, I thought Jeffrey Phelps did really well at centre-half forward. He really competed, took a few grabs, and, you know, he's really filled in well for Smithy.
Super. Well done, Tim. And Andrew, a good sign there today for the Double Blues, and good luck for the remainder of the year. Andrew Downs and Tim Jennifer, the game at the Alberton Oval with Port Adelaide winning. Looking at the goal kickers for Port Adelaide, Hodges booted 5, Williams 4 and Jennifer 3.
Back in the centre. Hines and Leonard. Leonard getting up high. Gets it nicely to Oti. Painter, the handball forward. Covers metres. Boyd in defence. Does it well for Port. Out toward the centre wing. McWilliam held with it. Oti on top of it. Williams. Whittlesey. No result from that. It'll be a bounce down just forward of centre as far as the Blues are concerned. Sturt at 2-2-14. Port Adelaide 1 point from their solitary attack in this quarter. McWilliam, solid player in defence, gets it across to Darvanese. That's a good smother off the boot. Port players working hard in there. Geneva over the top of it. I think Marnie was the smotherer. So it's out of bounds on centre wing.
12 minutes gone in the opening quarter. Throw in out of side. Leaned up high. Got his hand to the ball. It went out towards Darvanese. He couldn't take it, and once more we'll have a throw in. As I mentioned, a good crowd here at Alberton Oval. They certainly love their football down this way. I'd say it's around 10 to 12,000 people, which is a very healthy crowd. The ball goes forward once more out the direction of McCarthy. In fact, first player there was Brown. Geneva in there. Now Hodges picks up the football. He's looking for support. Gets the handball back towards Brown. He has a fumble. He in turn needs support. He goes back towards Phelps. He rushed that kick. It was very ordinary. He's actually conceded ground there. The ball favours Whittlesey, having a great great strength in his legs to stay on the ground then. Stephen Williams taps the ball out. It now goes to Phelps, who has an opportunity to redeem himself. That's a much better looking kick. And that's a FAD. It's going to be paid down the ground. McCarthy's not happy because his opponent, Scott Hodges, will receive the free kick. Well, Jeff Phelps worked very hard then to win back that football. His first effort was a pretty ordinary attempt. Now, this man is a real sharpshooter. At least he was last season. Kick number 3, 25 metres out, straight through the middle. The Maggies get their first goal on the board, as you can tell by the response of the crowd. They move on to 1-1, Sturt 2-2.
It was good work by the big fellow Phelps. He covered a good 100 metres after that awkward first kick to get the second one and drive the Maggies forward in the free kick that resulted in an easy goal for Scott Hodges. So the difference here, 7 points, and we've played 13 minutes.
Rick Davies already making a move. He's running his ruckman off the bench today, and his ruckman are David Reynolds and Brett Leonard. So Leonard having a spell in the bunker, and Big Red Reynolds has a chance to try his luck against Hines. He didn't win that time, but it went straight down towards Whittlesey. The thump away is taken by Phillips. Phillips kicks to the outer side. Leading in the chase there was McWilliam. He overran the football, which gives Obst an opportunity. Now McWilliam gets another chance. The handball goes back over the top there to Moskeni. In turn to McWilliam. He needs the support of Whittlesey, who's thrashing Williams at this stage. Oti over towards Bealey, put him right under the hammer. Play on the call. That's a good decision as Geneva kicks the ball around his body. Moskeni once more. The handball's poor. McWilliam, this time he kicks it. That's the way to go. Sitting back there, Painter, he was hit then, he was a high tackle. The free kick will be awarded to John Painter, and he's a little bit sore.
Yes, he stood his ground well then, Painter. You'd expect him to. The great player he's been. As he goes in toward full forward, or centre half forward, that's nice work by Kitchfield. As he grabbed high, nope, caught holding the ball. Wayne Marnie, the tackler, and Wayne, you've got the ball. You got the free kick. I'd go back and take it. Now he's realised it, so he's going to drive Port Adelaide out of defence at centre-half back. Well, he does with a handball across to Delaney. Delaney plenty of time to sum things up and goes towards centre wing. Good spoil from behind by Darbanese. Rowan Smith tries to tap it further forward, and it's out of bounds on that centre wing. Been an entertaining first quarter, and I'd say a first quarter that Sturt would enjoy.
Certainly at this stage, Reynolds takes front position, but it was Phelps that won the tap. Odie picked up the crumbs, couldn't get the handle across. It was taken by Wharton. In turn, stolen. That's the only way to describe it. Stolen by Jennifer. And look at the pass. And Russell Johnston has taken a mark. His first touch for about 7 or 8 months, Bucky.
It is. Oh, he's gone for the short pass too. Across towards, that's very unselfish play. Jennifer taken the mark, and Johnson could have kicked a goal from there.
Certainly could have, and there's a lesson to be learnt there for young David Odie. You've got to be right on guard all the time. Jennifer running down in the old 1-2. He was the player that set up that goal towards, or the passage of play towards Johnston. Got it back, put it through the middle. Port Adelaide now 2-1, trailing Sturt 2-2. The ball back centre field with umpire Neville Thorpe. It'll be Reynolds and Hines to do battle. Well, Hines wins the tap quite decisively. Came out to Moskeni. Whittles, oh, he's having a magnificent first term. The kick picked up cleanly by Painter. The handball is very good out towards the running Scott Field. Field on the left boot, puts it out, looking for Kitski front position. Oh, couldn't take it. Oh, well picked up there. The snap towards goal is offline by Dutton, picking up his first touch for the game.
Gee, they're moving it fluently forward. Sturt doing it very well. Difference in the scores, only 1 point. 2 goals 2 to Sturt. Port Adelaide at 2 goals 1. Young Mark Dutton, who we saw on the screen a moment ago. First game player, read that very well off the pack. Delaney's got the kick out of defence. Goes wide towards Greg Phillips. No mark paid. Off hands, picked up by Painter. Back towards Wellesby. Whittlesea's got it again. And he goes, high kick in toward full forward. Oh, look, that's a push out. Got to be a push out. The umpires paid the mark. Kitschke's got the mark, and look, Delaney's on the ground. And he's getting up now. He's not happy at all. And I think that was pretty obvious.
Oh, Brian, I cannot believe that. I really can't. That was umpire Mark Mackey. It was one of the most blatant pushes in the back I've ever seen. Delaney lied there in disbelief.
Kitschke with his 4th kick lines up for his 3rd goal, and he's offline. And that's probably justice, because I think Damien Kitschke himself would concede that he gave away that free.
Oh, for sure, but gee, never give a sucker an even chance. He still would have liked to drill it. He didn't capitalise on his luck then. But Delaney with the ball, he kicks to the outer side. Tregenza dropped his head, that's why he didn't take the mark. Now Veal with the handball out looking for Painter. Now it's picked up by Wellesby. Wellesby drives long towards the goal face. Oh, back there, Kitski. In fact, Kitski was the one that touched it. He puts his hands on his head and he said, why didn't I leave it go?
Tough decision to make. Your eyes on the ball, and you're going toward the goal square. You've got not much idea where the goalposts are, and I think he did the right thing by going for it, even though he only got... Oh, that's a big fly. Wayne Marnie up high in the middle of 2 Sturt players, and what a mark. Don't normally see the little fella jump that high. That was a beauty. As he goes towards centre wing, Phelps is there. Tregenza as well for Port. Comes to Brown. Across towards Tregenza now. Oh, can't get it away. And there is Abernathy being held on to. Umpire sees the free kick in the Port Adelaide way. Bruce Abernathy on centre wing, goes forward. The Magpies haven't had too many attacks up forward. Almost a one-handed mark taken by Obbs. Nice work in defence as they come away through McWilliam. Long kick towards Wellesby, well out in front of Phillips. Takes the mark. Painter. Long towards Kitschke. Now it's a one-on-one. Kitschke in front. He's too strong for Delaney. No doubt about it.
Well, he certainly is, Brian. You hit the nail right on the head. He's got a weight advantage and he's got a height advantage as well. And I tell you what, Delaney's by no means small. So Kitschke with another opportunity. He's kicked 2, and this really should be goal number 3. Missed an absolute sitter only seconds ago. Normally a great kick. That's very nice off the boot, but he's favoured the left side, so he's missed once more. And they're squandering opportunities. The Blues move on to 2-6, Port Adelaide 2-1, and Brian, that should be 4 or 5, I feel.
Well, the shots have been relatively easy, Kim, you're right. Dead set shots in front. The breeze isn't a worry because it's at their backs. And they should be converting those, but they're playing good footy, the Blues. Delaney kicks in, but umpire Mark Mackey reckons he was over the line. So it's going back, and nothing's going right for the Magpies at this stage. We're now 20 minutes into the first quarter. They've had a couple of sorties into attack. for their 2 goals won, but it's been all Sturt.
Well, Delaney definitely did overstep the line there, and Mark Mackey was only metres away. He was quick to blow that whistle. Let's see if the Blues can capitalise. Or Kitsky was taken out. If he was held, and they've given a free kick away, only metres out from the goal front. And by gee, if the Blues don't put this one through and make the best of their good fortune, they may rue their opportunities in this first term. Kitsky with a chance to kick his third. He's already had 6 kicks, and we've only had 20 minutes in this opening quarter, and he's playing a full forward, and he's kicked 3 goals. Delaney's in trouble. Sturt are looking good, and Port may have a few problems.
I think more than a few problems down there in their defence. Okay, Delaney is one player who's got trouble at full forward, but the way the ball is coming in, they're winning it out of the centre. Whittlesea is getting enormous touches in the centre. Painter's supporting. Field's there as well. And Port just aren't getting enough through their centre line players, their rucks and rovers at the moment. And it's all Sturt, and that's the way the scoreboard reads. 3 goals, 6-24, the Blues. Port Adelaide, a 2-1-13.
At the 21-minute mark of this first term, Reynolds in the ruck. Hines wins the tap once more, but it's Sturt winning the football out of the centre as Whittlesea tried to shovel that one out. Breaking his way through was Reynolds, but we'll have a take 2 there, and Mackey will have to bounce the ball again. I suppose, Brian, even though it's only early, the options are for John Cale in that full-back position, possibly Phillips or even Phelps.
I'd say Phelps has played there before. He could be the likely one, but I think at the moment there doesn't seem to have been a message come out from the bench as Phillips gets the ball away to Fiacci. Fiacci under plenty of pressure. Has to use his wrong foot, the right out towards centre wing. Crowd thought that Tregenza should have got the free kick against Moschini, but the double Blues have got it as it goes to centre half forward. The big fellow Phillips gets it out. The advantage free kick paid as it comes to Brown. Goes towards centre wing. Darvaniza the spoiler. Brown again, in there quickly. Oh, over the top came Whittlesea, illegally, and the free kick will go on centre wing. Port supporters are happy. They don't reckon they've got their share of frees, but they haven't played the game that Sturt have played in this first quarter, Kim.
No, you've got to be in front to win the free kicks, and Brown was there in that passage of play, but it's got field once more, and that's a beautiful pass, and it's taken by Dutton. Wearing number 18, the number that Carl Delina wore for the Blues last year. The kick goes forward. Phillips back there now lending a hand, and that's a good ploy. Fiacci out towards Boyd. Boyd will go across the ground. That's a trait of his. And there's the loose man out there in Tregenza. He's got few options there. He uses the one in Delaney. He goes for a run down the ground. He enjoys doing this. Might just break up the pattern of play. Want to bounce it soon. He went for a fair run that time. Crikey. And there's the pass, and Hodges has taken the football. Why can't the game... Oh, into the man. That's the 3rd time in this game we've seen that, what is commonly described as the Cardinal sin of football. Leonard to Lennon, in turn to McCarthy. The kick is long. Wellesby battling with Phillips. Phillips over the top of the football. The crowd yelling for a free kick. Boyd with the handball to Fiacci. Want to get rid of it quickly. Painter takes the football. The handball out towards Dutton. A one-on-one battle with Boyd. He tapped it cleverly to Moschini. Back to Dutton. The kick around his body. Oh, Delaney did well to get back there after that little venture down the ground, but it's gone back towards Odie. Let's see if they can use it. It's short pass. He's chipped it out. It was too short. Now socket off the ground. The ball is now taken by Whittlesea.
Well, Whittlesea looking at his 8th kick, and it's a goal. 8 handballs as well. Magnificent in the centre. Lining up from about 45 metres out. Directly in front. He's a powerful kick. He's also normally a straight kick. Right up to the goal square. Touched on the line. 1 point makes the Sturt score 3 goals, 7. And Port Adelaide 2-1.
Well, as Brian mentioned, and as you can see yourself, Greg Whittlesea has been absolutely everywhere in this first term, totally dominating. It was good work by Hines there to get back and support the defence, causing a point to be scored. Smother off the boot. We've seen a few smothers so far in this game. Now the ball comes out towards Moschini, trying to paddle it forward. The ball eventually follows him out of the pack. The handball to Whittlesea once more. He has a fumble. He can't pick it up. Tried to get it over to Kitsky. Now over the top of his bill. He's had his jumper ripped. The snapshot around his body over the left shoulder's gone through the middle. Sturt are looking very good. They're on 4-7. Port in a little bit of strife. They're on 2-1.
The goal was good from Veal. He had plenty of players around him to use, the Sturt players, plenty of them in that position, but the handball came out from Greg Whittlesey again, who worked hard on the ground to get it. And they've got some impressive players up forward, and then a lot of impressive players in the centre of the ground too. And Port are in a bit of strife early, well, late in this first quarter, shall I say. 2-1-13, Port, Sturt of 4-7-31.
And we're into time on in this first quarter. And it's interesting to note too that Sturt have the Russell brothers out today, so missing a few of their better players or more recognised players. Odie tapped that out towards Moskeny. The ball is kicked back by Abernethy. It's a high kick. McWilliams sets himself. Tried the big spec. He couldn't take it. Richter gets about his first kick for the game. It goes out towards Lennon. He's well supported there by Odie, the running player. The ball doesn't favour him, though, as far as the bounce was concerned. But Reid is there to lend support. It's a low penetrating kick at the back of the pack. Is Painter. He's first to get the crumbs. He was pushed in the back, and umpire Mark Mackey saw it. And John Painter will receive the free kick. All class, John Painter. He's had 10 possessions already in this first term. He's the vice-captain for the Sturt side. Started his career with Glenelg many years ago as a rover. It has been an absolute star for the Sturt side over the last 5, 6, 7 seasons. The kick towards goal. Oh, he's kicked it. He's kicked it from an impossible angle. Sturt march on their merry way to 5-7. Port Adelaide 2-1.
John Painter's first goal, and he was on the wrong side. Kicked it from that boundary with his left foot facing the boundary, and that's an almost impossible angle from there. Must have only had at the most a metre to see between the goals, but he's a very accurate kick.
The ball centre field once more. Lean opposed to Johnston having his first run on the ball. The ball came down towards Williams. Kicks have been hard to get for him today as Whittlesey thumps that down towards Veal. Back towards Whittlesey. Oh, he's got the ball on a string at the moment. Odie gets a quick kick away. He was felled late. The free kick will go down the ground and will go to the man that kicked the last goal, John Painter. He's too far out to score. We'll put it this way, to take his very best kick. And we've had 2.5 minutes of time on, so he may try a screw punt. I would suggest that'd be the only kick to get the distance. No, he's trying to feed off short. Crowd rather frustrated, but Painter's a master of this. He'll keep possession. He won't be rushed or forced into something he doesn't want to do. And he's now fed off. The advantage is only minor. I'd say about 2 metres in actual distance from the goals, but it's Lennon with the football. Tries a drop punt. Oh, no, he's kicked that as well. So it's paid off. The ploy by John Painter has paid off. Lennon's kicked the goal. Sturt move on to 6-7. Port Adelaide 2-1. Second quarter about to commence here at Alberton Oval. And it's the Blues by 29 points. Let's see if the Maggies can form some type of comeback as Painter gets the ball. It's a high kick. It went to Lean. Oh, that's been paid. I reckon it went 3.5 metres. Crikey. Wasn't a mark in my book. Nevertheless, it's Moskeny with the book, and it's the Blues starting off where they left off, into attack once more, but back there Delaney taking a good mark.
Delaney needing confidence in that fullback position. He thoroughly thrashed in the first quarter by Kitchke, but he'll come back. Phelps, a good mark. Just defensive side of centre wing for the Magpies. John Carl wouldn't have been happy at quarter time. Oh, Rowan Smith went up high, came down heavily too. He's getting up. That's a good flick across by Tregenza towards Ops. Now the Maggies have set it up. Across to Williams. Williams, the left foot kick in toward full forward. Oh, the big spoil from behind by Lennon. Off hands Richter. And the Blues out of defence, or are they? The handball was a little bit slow. Port go back. In there is Walk. Gets it across, and McCarthy relieves the pressure. The Blues out of defence toward half-back flank. Leading in the race for the ball, Abernethy. Flicks it back nicely for Brown. Now he's got a chance at half-forward. The short pass, he's got 1 of 2 to use, and Hines takes the mark. Hines goes short. Oh, that's loose work. And Tregenza marked only 20-25 metres out from goal, drifted down from that centre wing. And young Simon Tregenza lining up for his first goal, a much needed one for the Magpies. And he comes, stabs at it. It's through the centre with his third kick. and Port Adelaide's third goal. The Magpies go to 3-2, Sturt to 6-7.
Well, that's a far better opening by the Port Adelaide side. A goal in the first 2 minutes of this second quarter, and it's Tregenza who drifted down that wing who managed to kick the goal. A little bit quiet in that first term. If you're confused by a few of the number changes out here, Robert Vill had his jumper torn in the first quarter. He was wearing 19. He's now wearing number 32. And of course, as we mentioned in the first term, Bruce Abernathy wearing number 26. The number 5 Guernsey didn't fit him. He's obviously put on a little bit of extra muscle over the summer periods. And Wayne Marnie wearing number 30 today instead of 14.
Bounce down in the centre. Lienitz up high over the top of Johnson. Williams, the handball out. That's pretty clever, but only as far as Walk. Walk toward half forward for Sturt. Back there, Abernathy. Abernathy, the kick towards centre half forward. Oh, good one-handed mark taken by McWilliam. How did that hold? Amazing mark at centre half back. Held out the opposition player well. Johnson's underneath that one. Wellesby spoils from behind. Comes to ground. Brown to Phillips. The big boot of Greg Phillips down toward half forward. Darvanese there. Leaves it for McCarthy. Handballs away to Painter and didn't need to, but Painter mops it up nicely. Looks, lips the eyes into the centre of the ground, and he's got Scott Field. Field now towards centre half forward. Kitchke's on the lead. Oh, he's got it too, the big fella. I'd pay that. The umpire's paid the mark, has he? Yes. He was over the top. Abernathy not happy about it on the mark. The big fellow looked likely to grab it, and I thought he had it. He's gone towards centre half forward now. The lead on from Wellesby wasn't a good kick, and Port Adelaide the chance to get it out. Through Boyd.
Boyd's kick finds Wharton on the wing. Moskeni puts him down to the ground. That perhaps it was a professional free kick for 15 metres, and that could have been a wise one, I would say. Port Adelaide had the flow. Oh, they've given him 2 15-metre penalties. I don't know what the second one was for. Nevertheless, Wharton drives it in long, deep into the forward line. Hodges had to be the spoiler. Frost taps the ball towards the boundary line. And that's the result he was looking for. We'll have a throw in the right forward pocket. 5 minutes gone, 20 plays 43.
Plenty of talking by Wayne Marnie there. He needs to, in that position, get the ball away. There's the umpire coming in to make a decision. The free kick is given to Sturt. Umpire Mark Mackey couldn't see what it was for, but Frost has it. David Frost kick. Out toward half-back. Lienit and Johnson. Johnson spoils. McWilliam picks up. Across towards Whittlesea. What a great game as he goes to centre half forward. The wobbly old punt. Phillips reads that well. Well shepherded too. And Phillips comes out towards centre wing. Finds Tregenza. Oh, wasn't called to play on. No, he's getting the free kick. He was lucky on that occasion. Lennon came in late, but he really didn't know what to do in that position.
A little bit of panic there by Tregenza, and it's amazing how your confidence can lose you, Brian. He looked $1 million in the Foundation Cup final. I think a few quick touches will restore some of that confidence. Darvanese are working hard. The handball comes out towards Richter. The ever-reliable Richter tried to get it to Lienit. He kept his body over the ball and took out Rowan Smith. And eventually the ball goes over the boundary line. 6 minutes gone. Port Adelaide 3-2-20. Sturt 6-7-43. It's a good game of football. It's hard, and it's definitely fast. Johnston wins the tap. Obbs tried to tap it on. It's a clever handball by Ginniver, but it missed Brown. Whittlesea in there working hard. Oh, the ball punched out by Obbs. Ginniver to Smith. Lines up the goals. He doesn't miss many. Splits the centre. Rowan Smith kicks a goal with his third kick of the game. The crowd lifts. Port Adelaide 4-2. Sturt 6-7.
It was lovely work as they went forward, the Magpies. The tap out came. It was a beautiful tap out. And eventually Ginniver on, and the goal from that forward pocket was a lovely one. Lined it up, took plenty of time, accurate kick, and Port need the goals. They're trailing now by 26 points to 43.
Breeze favouring the southern end. And that's the end Port Adelaide are kicking. Crowd of about 10,000 people here, and the football's been of a very high standard. It's certainly been fast as Wharton tried to get the handball out. There should have been a play on advantage there. The free kick will have to go back to Wharton. Now he plays on. In fact, he's called to go back. So any loose men that Port Adelaide did have now been picked up. He's got to go back once more. And gee, he appeared to be behind his mark, but maybe not directly behind it. The ball in. Oh, there's a good mark taken by Phillips. Two players misreading the flight of the ball. Fiachi has run right down from the back pocket and taken the mark. Let's try and pick up who didn't follow him down. Can't pick up the player, so we won't put the blame on anyone at the moment. George Fiacci with an opportunity. In fact, it appears we found the player. It should have been Scott Field picking him up. Fiacci lines up the goals. He's kicked them. That'll certainly lift the Magpies.
Surely will. George Fiacci, unlikely to score goals as he goes through the centre and taps a few hands on the way. Flaps his own hands. He's pretty happy. George, as he goes back to the back pocket area, and so he should be. That's something that Coach John Carr wouldn't advocate all that often, a player coming that far down the ground, but it worked on that occasion.
Ball back at the centre. Umpire Mark Mackey with the football. Johnston opposed to Leanett. Leanett with the run-in, won the tap, timed it well. Odie gets the kick away, and there's a strong mark taken there by Tyler. Tyler plays on Fiacci into the action once more. Amazing what a goal can do for a backman. Drives it in long. Obbs couldn't quite control it with his fingertips. The ball works its way clear. Still in there working hard. Obbs. Oh, he managed to get the kick away. Great play from behind Hines. Picks up the crumbs as well. Shrugs off Darvanese's tackle. Gets it across to Jennifer. He lines up the goals. Oh, they've kicked another one. Listen to the crowd. Port Adelaide back in this. They're on 6-2. The Double Blues 6-7.
Well, Timmy Geneva, his 6th kick and his 2nd goal, an inspirational one for the Magpies, right in the game now. 5 points behind the Blues. And it's all starting from that centre. They're getting it out. They're getting it forward. The half-back line has tightened up. And a few players like Fiacci have really come into the game in defence. And the Port forwards are in front. 38 plays 43 in favour of Sturt.
8 minutes gone in this first quarter, and the Magpies have kicked 4 goals already. Leanett wins the tap once more. It comes down towards Obbs, starting to pick up a few possessions. He kicks it around his body. Oh, Phelps picks up the crumbs. He wrong foots Peter Reid, then drives in long. Don't tell me it's another one. It's not going to carry this time. McCarthy thumps the ball, trying to get it towards the boundary line, and eventually does so. We'll have it throw in that right forward pocket. 9 minutes gone. Port Adelaide 38, the Double Blues 43, and they're making a change. Leanett coming off the ground, Reynolds back on.
Big David Reynolds needed in ruck. The tap down came from Hines. Darvanese is there, and quite happy to see that one go out of bounds. Still in the forward pocket for the Magpies. We've played 8 minutes into this second quarter. Frost went up. It's a chance for Williams. Now the handball came out. Stephen Williams at goal. He's put it through for the Magpies, and they've hit the front.
Well, what a remarkable turnabout. Sturt were just so totally dominant in that first quarter. And now the Maggies have come out and kicked 5 in this turn. Stephen Williams on the left boot. Kicked accurately, managing to get away from Greg Whittlesey for a short moment. And all of a sudden, the Magpies are in front. Final quarter about to get underway here at Alberton Oval. It's become very dark and overcast, and the Double Blues trail by 14 points, and Hines wins the tap. It was a nice looking tap. In there straight away though is Whittlesey. He's been a trier all day. Umpire Neville Thorpe blows his whistle. He's picked out a free kick, and it'll go to that player Greg Whittlesey. Plays on quickly, puts it out wide to Frost. As I mentioned before, Frost can kick an absolute mile. He held back on that one, and he's still got very good distance. Painter at the front of the pack. Oh, he read that magnificently. Snaps to wide goal. Oh, he's kicked it. That was absolutely brilliant, John Painter. Sensational play.
That was magic. You wouldn't see a better goal ever from a rover or a half-forward flanker or whatever you like, reading it off the top of the pack. And John Painter, as he read it onto the left boot, didn't even worry about where the goals were because he just intuitively knew where they were. And the ball bounced favourably for him too. So Sturt are back in with a real chance. Only 8 points the difference.
Yes, Brian, they couldn't have asked for a better start to the quarter. That was magnificent, John Painter. You could see him behind the pack making front position to get the crumbs, and it just all came off for him. So we've got a game on our hands. We've had a good game all day. It's been very quick. Players hustling and bustling. The ball eventually comes out from Bill to Whittlesey. Oh, Whittlesey was tripped or tackled or whatever. Play on the call. Had his leg taken away from him when he tried to kick. So it's desperate play as Bill gets the football away, and it goes out towards David Ide. He waits for the crumbs, picked it up. He was tackled. Too high is the call from Neville Thorpe. Greg Boyd, a little disappointed. Hands on knees. turns around to Thorpe and has a few words. The man with the football is David Eye. He's kicked 2 goals. Came onto the ground in the 3rd term. And he's caused a few headaches for Greg Boyd since coming onto the ground. Kick number 3. Oh, what a tremendous strike rate. 3 kicks, 3 goals. And all of a sudden, there is 2 points in this game of football.
Well, that's the way footy goes. David Eye on in the 3rd quarter, as you've been told. The forward pocket, that's maximum use of touches, has had 3 kicks. All 3 have been straight for goals. They haven't all been set shots. Snapped a magnificent one in the 3rd quarter. And Sturt right back in the hunt, 2 points behind the Magpies, and we've played 2 minutes only of the final quarter.
Incredible. 97 plays 95. Rick Davies kept his players in a huddle for quite a long time at 3/4 time. The umpire had to come over and grab him to get on with the game. I don't know what he's told him, but it seems to be working. Reynolds played that on quickly. Oh, I don't know if that was he had to play on there, but they're going to suffer for that. Marnie, the handball over the top. Hodges gets a goal. How did you see that, Brian?
Well, I guess it's one of those things that happens. Once the mistake is made, the loose man set up, you couldn't do anything. As far as the Sturt defenders were concerned, they had to go at the man coming with the ball. The loose player was there, it went over the top. It was so easy for Port, and that is an important goal at this stage because that just dents the enthusiasm of the Sturt side.
Yes, I'm not sure whether Reynolds had taken that mark or whether it had been touched off the boot, but he played on very quickly and placed his teammate under enormous pressure. So Port Adelaide definitely not in the comfort zone, but they lead by 8 points again. Lean it up high. So too was Hines. We'll call that a dead heat. The ball came out towards Dutton. Whittlesey tapped that over his head. Over the top it was Odie. Tackling Wharton. Dead heat situation. Umpire Thorpe will bounce. 4 minutes gone. 16-7 plays 14-11. In a great game of football. The first half was played at an explosive pace. High tackle. Free kick goes to Veal. Robert Veal wearing number 37. He had his Guernsey ripped off him in the 1st quarter. Up from behind was Rosonico. He's onto the ground. Fiachi in there looking for support. He handballed out towards Harrison. So John Cales put some fresh legs onto the ground. And there's a mark taken by Phelps. He plays on quickly. The Magpies are lifting their work rate. Holds back on that kick. As a short pass, it was tended for Smith. Goes to McCarthy. His handball was atrocious. Oh, that was terrible play. This allows Rowan Smith with the football. Can he capitalise? He always does, Rowan Smith. And an awful mistake by the double blue side.
Well, with his 5th kick, Rowan Smith has posted his 2nd goal. And again, as we said, the previous goal for Port, the Port players are running, but Sturt have made a couple of obvious errors. When you make an error like that, good players capitalise, and the Port players did. And so the margin now increased to 14 points at the 5-minute mark of the final quarter.
Well, we're back to where we started. It was 14 points at 3/4 time. Peter Reid over the top, picked it up cleanly. The handball to Dutton is good. That handball in turn found Leonard. He picked it up magnificently. Whittlesey still running with all the power he had in the first turn. Drives it in long. Back there, Delaney, Kitsky, kicked out by Painter out towards Lennon. In fact, Wellsby over to Odie. He snaps towards goal. It's gone across the face of goal, through for a point. 13 points the difference. We've had 6 minutes of this final quarter.
So the pressure's still on here at Alberton. Port can't relax. Sturt keep attacking. The margin 13 points. The kick in from Delaney. Out towards Hines. Got away from Big Leonard on that occasion. Kicked the ball down to centre wing. Tregenza. He goes to half forward. Off hands. Ops working hard. Paddling the ball away. He's got support. Tregenza. That's lovely work. He's got a chance to run. Got support from Marnie. Now he goes for the short pass. Looking out there and finding on the lead. Scott Hodges. Now Hodges could have a shot at goal, but he's gone in towards centre half forward. Unselfish work. Placed Bruce Abernathy in a better position, and Abernathy is a powerful kick. And if I were a man wanting someone to kick a goal for me at a vital stage, this would be the guy I'd want. And he comes. Doesn't take much time. That's through. Goal to Abernathy. Yep. This is important. They get this one away from the centre. Up they go. Leonard gets the tap back. It was good to Whittlesea, but he couldn't quite control. Fielder's in there. Got the handball away. That was good. Now the chance for Frost. Sturt go forward into the pocket. Painter on the lead in front of Harrison. Got to be free. Got to be pushed. The free kick will go to John Painter on half-forward flank. What a fine player he's been all day. This 20th kick now. He's gone short into the pocket. The lead on from Wellesby. He's got him. Now Wellesby, an important kick for goal from him. He would be 35 metres out from goal on a fairly acute angle. Kicking into whatever breeze here at Alberton Oval, a slight breeze. Hasn't had a big impact on the game, David Wellesby, but this could be important. And he comes. Lovely kick. Right through the centre. Good goal, Wellesby, and Sturt it back in the hunt.
Well, they only trail by 13 points now, but what about John Painter? He's been an absolute star today, along with Greg Whittlesea. They've been the two shining lights for the Sturt side. He's tired, he's against a quick opponent in Harrison, but he managed to get front position for that lead. He was pushed in the back, and then the pass, the kick in towards Wellesby was good, and Wellesby didn't let him down.
115, 115 plays 102. 13 points the difference in favour of the Magpies, and Sturt have got it out of the centre. An infringement by a Port Adelaide player. Big Leonard's got it, and he goes toward the half-forward area. It's 2-on-1. The fly from behind came. Picked up now by Dutton. The handball wasn't good under pressure. Piarchi relieves it. Goes back to centre. The big fellow Leonard there again has taken the mark, and he's done pretty well as a ruckman.
He's pretty raw bone, isn't he, Brian? But, boy, gee, the endeavour's there, and he has got a bit of spring in his heels.
Brett Leonard toward half-forward. Phillips being edged under it by Wellesby. The umpire says that's fair enough a mark, but the crowd here saw it. Lennon's got it. He goes into the full forward area. Kitchke's the danger. He's up there one hand from behind Delaney. Off hands it comes. Picked up now, but it can't be kicked too far by Field. In there is Piarchi. Caught from behind. Almost caught holding the ball, but clever work by Rizzonico to relieve the pressure, get it out eventually to Marnie, and Delaney runs it away.
Delaney spears out a pass, and it was a good kick to Phelps. Phelps uses the run of Wharton as Wharton drives the ball in long. Johnston's the target, or Hodges. There was two of them there. The fist away by Reynolds, who's back in defence. The crumbs have now been picked up. The kick goes high. Players set themselves. Johnston at the front. The ball comes to ground. Picking it up is Ginnivan. Good handle out to the running player, and Odds. They've left him alone again. Oh, he kicked that, and gee, if this game goes down to the wire, he may rue the laziness of that kick.
No, I don't know why he tried to stab it at goal, but it was a point only. He can think about that one later, I guess, and I'm sure John Carl will make him think about it too. Anyhow, the ball's out at half-forward for Port. David Eyes over the top of it. Abernathy there as well. And the umpire will bounce.
Yeah, that was strange, Brian. He just completely held back on it. It wasn't as if there was a gale force breeze or if he was only about 2 metres out from goal. He still had to kick it about 20-30 metres.
Well, he probably saw no one in the goal square and just went for a low kiss, trusting his pass to be more accurate than his long kick when he follows the leg through. Sturt out of defence now through Reed. Into the centre. Whittlesea out of position. Phillips is not, though. Tregenza he's found. Now the chance for the young fellow. Oh, he's wristed. He's gone for a bounce. And a handball across. Wasn't real good work, but it gave the chance for Port to go forward into the forward pocket. Hodges leading. And that wasn't very effective work from the Magpies. But they're 14 points up on Sturt, and we've played almost 10 minutes final quarter.
Throw in right forward pocket. McCarthy in there to do the ruck work. In fact, it was Peter Reid. Oh, that's been grabbed there, and the snapshot has gone through. Another goal to Port Adelaide. In fact, that was Wharton. Incredible goal.
Well, it certainly was a fantastic game. Port Adelaide running out winners there. 23